2018 wasn't that bad of a year for video games. Honestly, there are some disappointing games that I have, and yes, Ubisoft takes majority of them, but with all that said and done, these are the most disappointing games of 2018. Number 5. Look, I love Mario Tennis games. Some of them. I actually did like Mario Tennis Aces, but the overall game wasn't that good. Gameplay style was amazing, I hope they can do more with it down the road in the next one. Also, the idea of new characters being added is something that I am very proud of Nintendo for doing. My main problem with this game, however, is the terrible story mode. I think the overall map is amazing and well designed, but the challenges as each level is truly awful. The design for majority of them wasn't fun, and majority of the time I just felt like throwing my Joy-Cons at the wall when I had to repeatedly try each one. Hopefully in the next Mario Tennis game, we can verse against actual Mario characters instead of this. Number 4. I remember each year, I couldn't wait for Assassin's Creed games to come out, and I used to adore this franchise. Yeah, the franchise overall is kind of dumb, and the idea of the end of the world can be prevented for looking to the past is odd, but it was the gameplay and the story of being an assassin that was very fun. However, when Origins came out, they changed Assassin's Creed and made it more like Dark Souls, as the controls and made it more into an RPG, which is great at first, but with Odyssey, it just didn't make that much sense. There are way too many systems in this game. This game has a problem of too many cooks in the kitchen, because it has the mercenary system where you would defeat a mercenary majority of the time being either same or higher level than you and try and get to the number 1 rank. But really, it just sucks when you are going up against either a group of soldiers or a mercenary and a higher level mercenary comes out of nowhere and also fights you. Honestly, after that kept happening to me, I would just run away like a coward. The other system is cult system, where you would find clues that would lead to the cultists. The cult was pretty much the Templars. The problem with this system is the majority of them are side quests, or some of the clues are just harder to find. When you find all the clues, you can unveil the cult leader and go after them. Majority of them were just like the mercenaries, each same or higher level, so I just found this whole group not that interesting to the point that I wouldn't want to go after them. Then there's the war between Sparta and Persia. No matter what side you joined, wouldn't matter since in the story mode, you work with both sides. Each region of the map was controlled by either or. If you defeat soldiers that represent either sides or even clear out safe houses, then their control meter will go down. If it goes down all the way, then you will have the chance to take out their leader of that region, and honestly, why would you waste your time to do so? The outcome will still be the same, regardless of what side you choose from. I just hope for the next Assassin's Creed game they can tone it down with all these different systems and focus more on a greater story than what we got here. And the glitches with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, well, I'm just going to have the last boss fight do all the talking. This whole boss fight was completely glitched out for me. Yes, this is a bit of spoilers and I do apologize, but just watch how it plays out. Then you understand what kind of glitches I had to go through.
Soon you'll be dead, and so will your precious cult!
Number 3. The Crew was a terrible racing game. It never managed to learn that main gameplay mechanic of itself, driving. The Crew 2 has the same problems as The Crew 1, but now even worse. In The Crew 2, to advance the game, you have to gain a fake internet following to become famous. The higher you get, the farther in the story you will progress. The events all felt the same. The cars didn't feel distinct from one another. Driving mechanic is terrible all the way around. I can't believe I am saying this, but the first Crew game is so much better than the sequel. What they should have done is just built more on top of the first Crew game, not added 2 additional vehicle classes without good events to back them up. The Crew, as a franchise, really just needs to end.
More than the treetops, or you'll get a crash course in landing the wrong way. That was awesome. Great.
Number 2, Ubisoft to me really messed up last year, and Far Cry 5 was the last straw with me. Far Cry is a franchise where as a character you are in a region of the world where you don't know that much of. You have a certain mission and you try to accomplish it. Now in Far Cry 5, you are an agent trying to stop a religious cult in Colorado, something that they first announced I was very interested in until the game came out. These religious group leaders are terrible antagonists. His 3 siblings are just as bad. For some strange reason, Ubisoft truly believes that they need to make all their antagonists after Voss, just like Far Cry 3. Cause I guess for them, it worked really well at the time, so why not recapture it again? But the problem with trying to recapture it is the actor who played Voss did that character justice, not these characters who will take you out of the experience as you progress through each region. Honestly, each time they did that, I got more annoyed and frustrated. I just wish moving forward, Ubisoft would stop trying to make their antagonists in each Far Cry game be like Voss, and actually make a good story with great antagonists.
Despite all that you have done, you are not beyond salvation. You're not here by accident or by chance. You are here by the grace of God. You've been given a gift. Now it remains to be seen whether you choose to embrace it or to cast it aside.
Number 1. When they announced this game about a week before E3, I thought it was way too soon to see another Fallout game. But then I saw the announcement trailer, got really excited, and told myself, well, it's never too early for a Fallout game. Then came the rumors that the game was an online only. I didn't believe them at first, but after hearing more and more, I was very worried. E3 came and Todd Howard explained what Fallout 76 was going to be like. I was a little bit excited, but also had so many questions that it seemed like he didn't answer. So then I got worried and more worried as time went on. Then the beta came out and I heard of so many problems. A couple weeks later, the game came out. All I can say about this game is, it is utter trash. And I never say that about a video game. The enemies are all dull and boring. The ideas of we are the first vault dwellers are something that I didn't want. So there are no human characters, no other NPCs, no raiders, nothing. The way we get tasks is either through robots or by the vault leader. Oh wait, this game is all about trying to meet with her. In that time I ran through so many glitches and bugs to the point that I stopped playing this game altogether. I only spent around 10 hours with this game. The nukes are a huge joke. The codes were all on Reddit since Bethesda thought it wouldn't be a good idea to change them after they were launched. The type of creatures you fight are just like the other life in the game, very boring. The online infrastructure is terrible, and yes, you do log into a server because several players launched 3 nukes that the server couldn't handle and were all backed out of that server. And let me talk to you about the way Bethesda has handled all of this, by finally saying something a couple weeks after the game is launched. But in between then and now, people who got the $200 version of the game didn't get the right bag that they pre-ordered for. So now you have to prove that you bought it and signed up for it on some Bethesda-owned website. The game has gone on for sale after a week of it being released. I believe the game is still $30 on the date of this recording, and honestly that's still way too high. Bethesda banned a couple of Fallout 76 players and makes them write essays on why they should come back. And finally, most recently, the deceptive marketing on certain Nuka rum drink has many people upset. People who bought it thought they were going to be getting it in an actual glass bottle, instead have it in a plastic bottle, since people want to collect those, so it's not just in the game where Bethesda is faltering at, but also in the real world. Last thing I want to talk about is the online part of Fallout 76. It starts as soon as you are in the vault. Yes, the very beginning. You can hear people awkwardly breathing in their mics or their parents screaming at them. Online games still have a lot of growing up to do. You can run into other players and either attack them or join them in quests and in hunts, but 9 times out of 10 I didn't do either. I would just wave at them to signal I am an ally, and then they would just run the opposite way to do their own thing. Something that I truly believe that Fallout 76 shouldn't have been a multiplayer game, since a lot of players who played the past Fallout games might want to play this game alone. I just hope with everything that has happened so far will not affect the way that the next Elder Scrolls and Starfield will be played, but only time will tell.
I am just here to give you insurance.
Hello?
Notice that your life is now forfeited.
Can he hear?
From the Dark Brotherhood. It's not working.
Because he ain't shooting back.
No, wait a minute. We're doing this stupid event.
Come on, there's level 16 over here.
You're lucky. This event saved you.
He's in here. Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Where are you?
He's upstairs. Like up on the very roof.
Here's Johnny. You cannot hide from your destiny. Shoot me! Shoot me, please! Can't you see I just want to get rid of my bounty by having other people come after me? Do a man a favor. You people and your pacifists. This is so stupid. Thank you. You did me a favor.
Finish him.
And now you will die.
Hey, how'd you got 8 caps from that?
Now really, it's only 5 disappointing games of 2019, since I honestly didn't play that many new games compared to the previous years, so that's why I couldn't have a top 10 like the top 10 best games of 2018. But anyway, I hope with all these games, I hope these companies can learn some valuable lessons. Anyway guys, I'm glad you guys watched all the way through this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure you give it a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, hopefully 2019 will be a lot better. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be making the most anticipated games of 2019, so be on the lookout for that video. Until then guys, see you guys later.